Nothing? That's fair, to be honest.
What's up?
I said, what's cracking? And then you didn't
No.
say anything.
Oh.
What a hole.
Is nothing, in fact, cracking?
Nothing positive is cracking.
So,
Today they...
Well, you go
What were you
first.
saying? No, what were you saying?
I was going to say, so about Stardew, it does not have multiplayer on console, I learned yet. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know what else for us to do. Again.
Well, what's it called? What is there? There's...
You can solve the co-op.
Borderlands the pre-sequel.
You can fuck right off. When are we gonna do Destiny?
Destiny 2?
Yeah, the game that you made me download.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You're acting like for once in my life, the game I made you play is not, I'm not charging you money. We can do it right now.
Should we wait until we have a third, or should we just plow through?
Let's just do it now. I just want to talk, really. You don't have to record if you don't want to.
This is something serious? Should I not record?
No, well, I mean, the only thing is I'm going to talk about a student death, and so, like...
Right. So what you're saying, we need to play some Yu-Gi-Oh! In the background for this.
Yeah.
This is that kind of video.
Where is Yu-Gi-Oh? I haven't looked at it in a while.
I also need to find it. Do you use folders?
No, I usually just go all the way to the library and just hit games.
Oh my god. You're the worst.
Did you make it any farther in The Witcher, or did you just stop after you sent me that Snapchat?
I don't remember which Snapchat I sent.
You just sent me like the beginning where you talked to the first person at the tavern.
Oh yeah, I got it there. I just killed a werewolf in a side quest.
Okay.
But I haven't played in a couple days. I've been busy. Not to, say that I'm better than you, but I am.
Okay. I got the day off for tomorrow, so I think I'm probably gonna play that Devil May Cry HD collection.
Smart plan. Hey, let's do Parsec.
I thought we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, you can still. It would help if you looked at my screen still, to be honest.
To cheat?
No, like, here's why it's not cheating. What the fuck would you do if you saw my cards?
True, I can't read.
You can't read them, and you don't know what half of them do. I don't know what half of them do, so...
Alright, send me the Parsec link.
I can't remember how to do this. I forget every single goddamn time. Oh, wait, here we go. I have some... No, I don't think I can talk about it yet.
What?
I just said I don't think I can talk about it yet.
You can talk about it with me. You can talk to me about anything. I'm about to talk to you about a traumatizing experience.
This merely does make me question if I'm like Seinfeld, but like without a third party. So it's one person cannot be happy without the other being sad.
Jesus Christ. Whoever started Parsec.
It's a very great program that has a terrible UI.
Yeah, like, it works. It's like Discord. It works when it wants to.
Pretty much.
Yeah, can you turn me down? Hey, Bob's Burger!
I can't see that.
That's the show that makes most of Back to Health.
Is that really the show that did that?
No, I was watching it while I was sitting next to her bedside, because this was like when she couldn't walk to the bathroom, so someone always had to be there to like carry her to the toilet.
I did not know that. Oh my god.
Yeah, so during the night I was just on duty, like sitting next to her bed, staying up until like my dad or my mother woke up, and then they would take over. But for the most part, I was just sitting there watching Bob's Burgers because like she found it funny and she could follow along without having to watch it.
Yeah.
And then like, because she also couldn't keep her eyes open for long.
Oh my god, that is just horrifying to hear.
I mean, she did have eye surgery, so.
Was that part of it? I didn't remember that part.
Yeah, because her skull was fractured, so they had to move.
Jesus Christ, I had no idea it was that bad. You held yourself together fairly well, man.
That one was like, it got much, like it was tough when I was in New York City, and like I FaceTimed my dad, and I saw Melissa, and I was like, my sister looks like a corpse. That's when I broke, and then.
That's when what?
1 second. My boss is asking me what's my work password, but like my work password is the same password as everyone else.
Admin. System 101. Ooh, when did I get this card? What is this card? What even are these things?
Fuck, I really cannot remember my work password. Like, have you ever just put in a password so often for something that you're just like,
no. That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Like, it's just muscle memory. No, that's not it. Fuck, I'm really trying to. Nope. Oh, fuck. Maybe I don't know my work password.
Jesus Christ, man.
No, it's alright. It was right. That's weird. That's real weird. But, yeah, so when I got home from that, then I felt much better, like, being in the hospital with her is much more soothing, because, like, now you can see how she's doing and you can talk to her, rather than, like, having to hear word of mouth and, like, wonder if someone's, like, lying to you to make you feel better, like, you can see
a goddamn ball of sunshine today. Jesus Christ. I get it. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, god damn.
So let me tell you what happened this fucking week.
Alright, so for those, welcome to Nick vs. Carlos in Yu-Gi-Oh! Round 22. I think we're at 22, which is crazy.
Carlos goes on a bender.
This series still gets views, which is crazy.
I think it's because of the quality play and the quality conversation.
So I'm making a deck. Carlos, I want you to make a deck from scratch right now. I don't have to see it, but just.
Do you know I'm bad at this?
Yeah, that's fine though. Just like use cards that you're like familiar with. You can go based off. I'll let you go based off. Start it like what do you call it? Off one of the decks you already have. Like, just make some changes to it. Just kind of sort of refamiliarize yourself with the game. In honor of 5Ds being released in Yu-Gi-Oh! In honor of 5Ds being released for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, I'm going to try and make my best from scratch Stardust and Junk deck, because Konami did not, so I feel like I have to step in.
How do you add cards again?
Jesus. You're getting stopped at the first hurdle.
Yeah, I'm really doing a good job here. But should I jump into the story now, or should I wait till we start the game match proper?
Man, you can do you.
All right. I don't know how to.
How would I just say it's up to you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the stock ones. I haven't played this game in so long. I also like
Try and pick a deck that's a little easier.
Yeah, it's gonna pick one of the decks I usually use, and then try to use a couple of the other ones that were unlocked that I just never ever got around to. But what was I gonna say? So let me tell you about this fucking week, Nick.
Oh my god, I don't want to hear about it. I do, but it's like I'm also like bracing myself because I know some of it already.
So Monday night, it was what appeared to be a normal Monday night. So I went out with my my former coworker, Justina. We went out to eat, and around 8 o'clock, I start heading back to my.
I know you can see this, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I was like, are the people gonna be able to see this?
No.
But then again, okay, whatever. So we're heading back. I get into my apartment. I start playing FIFA, and I get a call from my RA and saying like, "Hey, I need a student's emergency contact information." And I was just like, call the person on duty right now, because I'm like, that's not a me thing, that's a person on duty call. And she was like, oh, the person on duty didn't pick up, and I was like, that's strange. And then she's like, oh wait, the person on duty is calling me right now, and I'm like, okay, cool, no worries. I think nothing of it. Then my boss texts me, like. So I have a supervisor, and then I have the head of the department. The head of the department texts me and goes, "Where are you right now?" And I'm like,
"Oh shit."
And also sometimes they'll text you that, like, generally it won't be the head of the department. It will just be like my direct supervisor will contact me for like a Title IX or something. So it's as terrible as it sounds. Like those things, it's not that serious because any dude can just has to sit there with the student, and so all the dudes will kind of be like. All right, whose turn is it now to like sit with the student who potentially like committed an atrocity? And so we'll all look at each other. But since she had texted me directly, I was just like, "Oh, this ain't it. Something's afoot here." So I text her. I'm like, "Hey, I'm in my building right now. I'm just sitting around doing nothing." She's like, "Okay, you need to go directly to your office right now. Your supervisor is running to the building. He'll meet you outside your office." And I'm like, okay, this is never the protocol for anything. I've never like I already know something's afoot. So I march down and I see him sprinting into my building. Also, he's a big dude, and I've never seen this man run in my life. Like we've had to deal with some things, and he's still like, it's still gonna be happening when we get there. So we might as well take our time.
You're literally terrifying me right now.
So we get in there, and so whenever whatchamacallit, when you get a new task at a job, you sometimes you'll be a bit uncertain, so you'll turn to your supervisor like, "Hey, yo, dog, I'm doing this right?" And like they'll look back at you like with a reassuring glance, like, "Yeah," or "Nah, you fucking up."
Yeah, sure.
I looked at this dude in his eyes, and he looked shook, and I was like, oh, we're in the deep end. We're in the deep end, and there's no ladder in this pool.
We're in the end game now.
Yeah. So he tells me like he's giving me these orders, and I'm looking at him. And I'm like doing them all, but I'm like he's shaking a little bit. I'm like, what the fuck did this man see? Like, is this a zombie apocalypse?
Can I stop you for a second?
Yeah.
I can't help but feel like every time something serious happens, they just don't tell you. Like, they literally like, hey, come here. And then, like, you find out as everyone else is finding out.
It's more like...
Because well, I'm reminded of the time of, that kid, or the one who you had to, like, help defend, and it was like...
Okay, so that's a legal thing. They can't tell me that, because, like, they have to wait for the kid to tell me, so they just place me in the room to have the student tell me and relay the information.
And then
because we try to make it that way... So that way, like... I'm only hearing the perspective of the student and from the students. That way, I'm never like hearing it from a non-objective like person, right?
No,
so
that makes sense.
Yeah. So my only basis, so that way I help the student as much as I can, is if I hear it through their perspective, where they'll generally try and make themselves sound innocent. This was more because of the nature of it. We were like, he had to have clearance to tell me what I was dealing with, because he was just like, once I tell you this, I can't untell you this, and the course of the way you react to things is going to be severely different. And so I'm like asking him like, so what happened? He goes, he looks quickly at his phone. He goes, one of your students has had a heart attack on the basketball court. And I'm like, what? And then he goes, he goes, I need you now immediately to call every single one of your student workers into your office right now. See if they're around. We need all hands on deck on this one. And I'm like, okay, all right. And it's 8 o'clock at night, so I called the first RA, and they're like, he picks up the phone. I'm like, Carlos, is everything okay? Am I did I do something? I'm like, nah, dog, this ain't you. This is bigger than you. I'm calling you right now, but I need you to call everyone else as well because we need everyone in here. So like the RA on duty comes into my office, and another RA comes in, and I'm having them make the phone calls. The other RAs are starting to pile in, but also like we have three kids that we can't figure out like where the fuck they are, because like one turned out to be playing a soccer game, the other two, like one was in the bathroom when the phone went off, and they like finally walked back in and was like, oh, what's happening? And one was like traveling from across the campus. So my supervisors all start piling in, and like the RA, like, because I didn't get clearance to tell the RAs like why they're there. So they're looking at me and they're like, oh shit, it's bad if one, Carlos is calling me after his work hours, because they know that if they text me with a concern after work hours and it's not like critical, I'll just text them back no.
Oh my god. Wait, hold on. Like, what happened? You'll do what?
I'll just text them back no, like, if it's after, like, let's say like, so Carlos, there's like a whatchamacallit, these two kids had a yelling match. Like, what should I do? I'll just text them back, no, that's the person on duty's problem. You gotta have that conversation with them. I'll deal with this in the morning. That's not that big of a deal. You'll be fine.
You're such an asshole.
Yeah, so they know like once I'm calling them, it's like, oh, Carlos don't care about his job. Carlos does not care.
If only they knew how correct that was.
Oh no, they are fully aware. But they see my supervisors there, and they're like, what the fuck? And then my supervisor's like, all right, we need to call all my coworkers, because now we have to get like the other leaders of their buildings in charge. So I'm like, start calling everyone. It's like it's DEFCON 1. It's DEFCON 1. And then one of my supervisors lets slip. It's like, yeah, we're dealing with a dead student, and all the RAs look at me like, what the fuck did you bring us into? I'm like, dog, I didn't know he was dying. I just heart attack, you know. Immediately from there, we're like all figuring out what the hell's happening. For the most part, like, we're just staying up till 1 a.m. to see like any kids like know what's happening or shook up. Turns out all of his friends were at we're at the Department of Public Safety, because they were just like, that's where they were getting their information from. So I'm like, at 1 a.m. we all go to bed, and I'm like exhausted. So I wake up the next morning because they're like, Carlos, we need you up particularly around like 7, because we need you working on this for obvious reasons. I go, no one's really talking about it yet. Like my boss doesn't show up to the department. She shows up to the hospital the kid got taken to. She's texting me updates. Kid's in an intensive care unit. And then all of a sudden, whatchamacallit, his parents are from out of state and like far out, so they have to catch a red eye. God. And then
this is so sad to hear.
Yeah, wait for it.
I know, it keeps getting worse. I didn't hear the conclusion to it. That's why I'm so anxious.
He gets put in the ICU. I relaxed a little bit. Boss is just like, all right, so you now though, because he was at a pickup basketball game, you have to go talk to the kids who witnessed it and make sure that they're all good. I'm like, So again, they didn't tell me really the story. It's just that the kid was like had a heart attack on the basketball court. So I go to the room. I start knocking on the doors of the kids, and I'm like, hey man, just checking in. Like, one kid, he had clearly just stopped crying, and he was just like, yeah man, he went to go get a drink of water, and then he just passed out in front. He collapsed in front of the help desk, and that's when they called, and that's where I saw him. And then like I saw them bring out the defibrillator on him, and I'm like, I did not have that information.
Oh god.
And then I start having the conversation with one of the other kids, and he's like, yeah, I know it looked pretty bleak last night, but I know he's in the ICU and he's much more stable condition, but like he's he'll be a bit shaken up for a couple weeks with like brain damage, but like at least my friend's healthy, and I'm like, yeah, at least your friend is healthy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the hardest week I've ever worked. I come back. Again, I'm putting in these kids in touch with whatchamacallit, all like every single like psychologist on campus, like, hey, here are all the numbers to call and all that. Like, please let me know if you need anything. Like, literally text me, call me, whatever. I'll help you with whatever. I show up to whatchamacallit. Oh, I have no idea what deck I'm using.
The whole point was I wanted to use cards you knew so that conversation would flow more freely.
Oh fuck! I already fucked up.
Oh my god. You're a goddamn nightmare. You picked a pendulum deck because you thought this would make it easier for you to figure things out.
Yeah. So throughout the workday, I'm supposed to check on these kids, and like, oh
my
Sorry.
god. It's a good time to remember that if you hold circle, you can get rid of those pesky prompts. Oh, I can activate a card. What?
But I'm checking up on these kids, and then like around noon the first day, I go back to the kids. I'm like, hey, just checking up, seeing like how you guys are doing, like, cause the university had set up like a prayer session for the kids. Like, hey, we're just gonna, like, it'll be therapeutic. You can all just pray, because a couple of the kids were really religious, as was a child. Oh wait, fuck! I'm telling the story poorly. So I gotta tell you about the one interaction I had with this child before he passed, because of course I do.
I mean, yeah.
Earlier that day, I was doing health and safety.
Earlier that day?
Yeah, earlier the day he sadly.
What the fuck?
So I went into his room, and he had thrown, for some reason, which I'm sad I'll never get really an answer about this. He had thrown his fire alarm, because it was beeping for so long, down the hallway in frustration, because he's like, dog, it's been going off for 6 hours. I'm like, all right, I understand that sucks, but like, please keep it on, be safe, and whatnot. As I went on to leave. His roommate wasn't there, so oh yeah, I forgot about this part. So when the night of, while he's like being taken care of, my boss tells me, hey, you need to go into his room and then ransack it for if he has any medication, take all the photos for me. It was the creepiest thing I've ever done. Like, it was obviously for good reason. Like, we were trying to make sure, like, if he has any medication that the professionals need to know about, and we can't, like, for some reason he was taking something he shouldn't have been taking, or he mixed some stuff, like, to send everything. So I was doing that, but I was more just like, it felt wrong to be in someone's space and like not have their approval. But yeah, so that happened. I met with his friends, and then like around noon again, like I said, there's a prayer session. He's like, oh yeah, I asked the kid, and he's like, yeah, he didn't pass the first brain test, came back negative, so he has no brain activity. And I'm like, well, that's just the first test. Oh, I hope I did the right thing. Story of my life.
I mean, you didn't.
Oh, yeah, I did. Now you've fallen for my trap.
Have I?
Yep. And so he tells me that, and I'm like, okay, all right. I go talk to everyone else, and then whatchamacallit, everyone else is like, they're kind of beat up about it, but they're like still like, you know what, man, it's just one test. We'll get through it. 4:30, we get around the prayer session. The president of the university shown up because it's that bad, right? But like, I see all of his friends get on one corner. I'm sitting with my coworkers, and like, all of a sudden, right before that match starts, they are like, like they were crying before they came in, right? But they went from like regular crying to like somebody had died crying, right? And I'm looking over, and I'm like, I already have the bad news. Because no one else like knew that they knew, and they had an inside source, which was like the kid's brother was texting them like every time there was a medical update. And the president of the university comes out, and he's starting to cry, and I'm like, oh shit, oh shit. And like he starts to sob, and then oh fuck, no, I didn't fuck up yet. Pendulum summon! Suck my caucus! What's coming from the pendulum zone?
Jesus.
Is this the one with the motorcycles?
No, I'm doing the one with the motorcycles. You're doing the one with the theatrics.
There's one with theatrics?
I guess. Man, I don't know. We live in a strange world.
If you control no monsters, you can special summon these cards.
I'll save you the trouble. The two that aren't white, both of them are just special summon. That's their effect. I can special summon them. Like, they have no effect beyond that.
Alright, cool. Boom. Now you've fallen from my trap. And so, like, after that, they extend to the, whatchamacallit, to everyone, like, hey, come break bread after this prayer session. Like, we can all sit and eat and, like, give each other a listening ear and, like, be friends and whatnot. The boys were like, nah. They all start swimming back to the building because they're just like, I don't even want to be here. I was like, I don't blame you. So I have to go because, of course, it's my job to go talk to these kids. And then, like, one kid immediately starts talking to me. He's just like, and this was the worst thing someone's ever said to me in my life. He goes, how are you supposed to live when your best friend just died? And I'm like, oh, excuse me.
Oh my god.
I was looking
What did you say?
Motherfucker, what do you think I said? I sat there dumbfounded. Like someone just slapped me across my fucking face like I was a dumbass. Cause I'm looking at this kid, I'm like, dog, I can't tell you if, like, it's not as bad as it is, because it's as bad as it is. Like, well, man, he was crying, I started crying. It was the worst conversation I've ever had. And this kid was like, he started venting and telling me all these things. He's like, man, he helped me so much. Like, I only knew him for so long, but like, he was such a great person in that time. And now, like, who would have thought that in the first 2 weeks we've become such close friends, and then you just die on me? And I'm like, oh shit, oh shit.
Jesus Christ.
I'm looking around like, excuse me, can I tap out? Can I tap out right now?
Hello, anyone?
Oh man, that was like. And then today the university announced that like the boy they pulled the life support plug on him. And I also, like, I started crying yesterday because I saw his family moving his stuff out of his room, and I was just like, oh damn. Like, all of his friends have gone home to wherever like they came from because they're just like, I don't want to be here if like during this. And I'm like, I don't blame you. So I got them all excuse classes and whatnot, trying to make it as comfortable as I can, but still at the end of the day I'm like, when you come back, it's still gonna feel this weird awkwardness. So yeah, that's been my week. How you been? Hate to drop all that on you. That's why I texted you. I loved you. I texted a good number of my friends like, hey, just in case I never get the chance, just want to say I love you. You're very important to me.
Oh, you did send that to me.
Yeah, that's after I had a conversation with that kid. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna let this slip by. Called my mother.
You've had a terrifying goddamn week.
Oh my god, no. The worst is, so I have the coworker who's on duty is one of my very close friends, Caitlin, and she had to see the body.
What?
Because she was responding to the thing. So at that point, he was still like fighting for his life. So she showed up, and she's been like crying every day. And I'm like, dog, I don't.
Yeah,
she's been having.
I can't imagine why.
She's been having hellacious duties overall. Like there were 4 like rapes on campus during her time, and she's just like going through. She's had every single thing like we've had in the book where it's just like these are the worst case scenarios. Like it'll never be like this for her. It's been every single like it's been like this. So it's yeah. And then like, and this is gonna sound really petty. Or really inconsiderate, but it's really annoying me how all my coworkers keep reaching out to me like, Cross, let me know if you need anything. Let me know if you need help. How you doing? How you hanging in? And I'm like, I understand that they mean well, but more and more, I'm just like, dog, y'all are smothering me. I can't process my emotions with these many people asking me how I'm doing. Like, I need to think a little bit. I was like, I also don't want to like tell my coworkers like, do you want to have this terrible conversation with these kids about their friend? And you just gonna have to...
Jesus Christ.
Like I would feel right telling my coworker like, all right, you gonna tell this kid how you gonna live without his best friend. Can you do that for me? Thank you.
Like, I don't even know what to say.
Nigga, that's up your week.
I'm laughing at the absurdity, but not. It's a very serious situation. It's just like, oh my god.
This is one of those. It's such a terrible occasion. You just have to laugh because it's not like
to remind yourself it exists.
Yeah, because like we had a training at the beginning of the year, right? And my supervisors came in the room and they were like, "All right, we're gonna talk about dealing with the student death." And they all of them went, "Yeah, so we've never all dealt with this, so we're just gonna handle this like a conversation." I was like, "Yo, motherfuckers spoke this into existence. I just want y'all to know this, because the year prior we didn't have this training." And like the worst part is like if this kid, as callous as it sounds, if he had been murdered, if he had committed suicide, if he had committed like done a drug overdose, I can explain.
There would be a place where you could direct anything, something, but because it just happened out of nowhere, it just sort of like,
I can't explain it to these kids. Like, how does an 18-year-old kid have a heart attack?
I don't know. Life is fucked up, but it hates everyone.
I felt like that free churro episode of BoJack. That's what I felt like.
Oh my god.
I was just like, my student is dead and everything is terrible.
Back in the 90s.
I'm like, and then I'm supporting my RAs because like once I told my RAs, they were like shook, and like the kid who was the RA, he was like, he looked like he'd seen a ghost because obviously, I'm just like,
Jesus Christ.
Of course, I was just like, I know. I don't even want you believing it's ever like this is anywhere close to your fault because like you ain't a medical professional. You had nothing to do with this, and like I was like, just I'm gonna be there for you, but you also gotta be there for a bunch of these kids on your floor who gonna need somebody to listen to them. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. This is as obviously it's been a very emotional week. It's hard to keep track of. So when one of these kids was like, once these kids have found out like their friend was brain dead, he's like, can I talk to you? And I'm like, all right, let's go to your room and have this conversation because he was with all of his friends crying in one room. So we were like, all right, let's go. We'll go talk in the other room. He knocks on the door. His roommate's in there playing video games. And then he's like, hey man, can we get the room? And the roommate's like, yeah, just give me a second. So he's like slowly grabbing things. He's like, hey man, I really need the room right now. And he's just like, yeah, no worries, man. In a second. And he goes, dog, saying the kid's name. He's like, just died. And he looks at him and goes, oh man, I'm real sorry. Just give me a second though. I'm just grabbing my stuff. And I'm like,
What the
motherfucker?
What? Jesus Christ, I'd leave without pants at that point. Just like, yeah, man, whatever you need. Like, fuck. Like,
the thing was, he grabbed his headphones, he grabbed his shoes. I'm just like, dog, at this point, just go find a friend somewhere and just go, like, sit with the RA or something. Like, don't. This is the one time in your life you can just sit there and be bored and just be like, I wonder what's happening in there. Or just bring your phone. Just bring your fucking phone and scroll Reddit.
what the fuck, man?
Oh, man, I was just like, oh, man.
So how are you doing?
I'm emotionally exhausted. So like I'm doing better now as the kids who went home, because it was just like I'm not saying like it's exhausting to listen to other people's problems. Like I'm not trying to be that callous. It's more like hitting that emotional low point with that person, with multiple people, and you're just like constantly doing it, and you're just like, dog, I don't have no answers, and I feel more and more like a dumbass every time I bring it up because I don't have any answers for you, and you're looking at me for some answers, and all I can tell you is like,
is that the world is fucked up and nothing
yeah,
will ever be the
like,
same.
I ain't got no answers. All I can do is get you excused from classes, and I can listen to your problems. I can put you in touch with resources, but like, I can't tell you what it's like to live without your best friend. And like, nah, that shit. Oof, oof, oof.
Oh, was that a big oof?
Yeah, it was a week of like, I never thought it was gonna happen.
And then it just wouldn't stop.
Yeah, and because I was just like, I don't even know my reaction to this. I don't even know if my reaction is a good reaction. That's like how I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm hoping I'm making like a positive thing. I'm hoping I'm not doing more damage than good.
I wish I could say more. I've got.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm sorry. I just need somebody to talk to.
No, I'm glad I could just be here. Should I start telling one of my stories then?
Yeah, feel free. But wait. Also, like, I'm telling you, and I'm also telling the internet. But like, I haven't told like whatchamacallit, the majority of my friends, because also I'm like, I don't want to.
You don't want to have that conversation multiple times because you've already had it multiple times.
Yeah. Oh, when I told my dad's a fucker. My dad, this nigga. That's when I.
What were the words that Jose graced you with?
He told me, you know, life is full of life and death, and I'm like, really, nigga?
What?
Really, nigga? And like,
audacity.
I don't blame my father for this. Like, I don't. But I was just like, come on, you gotta hit me with something else. I'm like, you could tell me how hard it is, because like these are things I kept on thinking about. I thought about one. Imagine finding out
You could have summoned more than just him.
Yeah, oh fuck. But I was thinking one. Imagine if your best friend died in another state and you had no idea until like their parents called you, and I was like, oh fuck. Then I thought about the parents who, like, you dropped your kids off a month ago and left them in my care, and somehow I killed your child.
You didn't kill him. Let's make this very clear.
I know that, but also in my mind, I'm like, the only
you have enough
argue
guilt
with them
already. I don't need you to add any more onto it.
But like, and like, I told Alex about it, and Alex was like, "Damn, dog, I just want to let you know I love you too." And I was like, that means a lot for me, but like, I also don't want someone to be like, sadly, what I'm doing to you right now, like, you need to be here with me in this, cause like it sucks. This shit, like, no, they didn't prepare me for this, but also I don't blame them for preparing me for this, cause like, how you gonna prepare me for this?
How does it feel to become an adult before Kingdom Hearts 3 was even released? I know you hate me for that, but you also know how true it is.
I just like, that's one of those like TV show things where you're just like, oh, you gotta lie to a child and tell them it's gonna be okay when you know it's not gonna be okay. And I'm like,
that's not a TV show thing. That's a Netflix original TV show trying to make its mark on the world, to get in some edgy real life shit. That's not CBS. That's not NBC.
I'm like, excuse me, I'm not 30 yet. I do not have a child. It's just like, I felt like I've aged like 10 years.
You're going through a second term President Obama.
Yeah, like, I've eaten so much comfort food because like all my coworkers keep buying it for me, and I'm like I probably put on like 10 pounds, but even still I'm like I'm having like I still have all my regular work, right? So I'm still doing conduct meetings with kids, like making them feel like idiots. But now I'm like I gotta think about you. Like, did you know this kid? Are you good? What do you need from me?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Jesus. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's legitimately not your fault. You had nothing to do with it, but
I mean,
I just wish they give me a nice pay raise, you know?
fuck off. I hate you.
I mean, I needed at least a vacation. They gave me 1 day off.
So I don't want to. I might be. Maybe I should tell you this after because I don't want it to be true.
No.
I have a like. I don't know. It sounds kind of too crazy. You don't think that Death Note is real and someone wrote his name in a Death Note?
No.
I'm sorry.
Really nice guy.
I really couldn't not resist that. That's how fucked up the situation is. Where it's like it literally came out of nowhere. And it's
my god,
that's the only explanation it could be.
That's the worst part. I was sitting in my staff meetings. Like we do like 100% staff meeting because like due to the situation, and we're just sitting there in silence. And I'm like, I want to make a joke because I've never been in a room
And
so
you're
tense
so
built.
fucking nervous. God, that's my entire life.
And everyone's looking at me because like he's my resident. So I'm like, dog, like I don't know. I kind of want to put on the performance of like crying, like being super sad. But I'm like, that's not how I feel. And you're stressing me out because I feel like I'm not performing how I feel to you enough to not make you feel like, oh, is Carlos okay? Or does Carlos need my help? And I'm like, just leave me alone. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I don't. But yeah, like my coworkers are all super supportive, but the problem is like I'm just like y'all are smothering me now, and I need some space, motherfuckers. I need some space.
Just back off for a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like I can't fault them for it because it could be like imagine if they just left me be, right? Like no one checked in on me and was just like that nigga good, don't worry about him, right? And that would feel some type of way, like excuse me, y'all. Oh yeah, and then okay. So the president's assistant though. So I don't like this motherfucker.
Okay.
Like we just
I follow so far.
So the previous weekend it was we had a big dance for homecoming. And so he was like, thank you guys for being here. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm only here on a Friday night because I'm working here. And he goes, and then he also was like, so like there are problems from like 8 to whatever. And then they go back to being your problem after that. And I'm like, excuse me, they're my problem right now because I'm only here to like make sure they don't fuck up. And then, so they never stop being my problem is actually what you're trying to say, fucker. And then we're at the church. And we're like, whatchamacallit, eating. And then he goes, whose resident was it? And I was just like, that's mine. And he goes, oh, that stinks. And I'm like, okay.
Wait. He was
the assistant of the president. He was just like,
I got that, but it's like I thought this was like you were telling a different story. This was after all that shit went down. He was like, hey,
we were in the church just eating, like us, like
we wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. It's like we wouldn't be here if something terrible didn't happen. Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
I want to strangle him. I've never wanted to strangle a stranger so much in my life. But
I was thinking back on the only person that I probably would manhandle if I ever saw the other day, because rage just never goes away. It just boils, it just simmers.
A spy all my rage.
That dude who used to be my manager and then wrapped me into his fucking insurance fraud scheme.
Oh yeah.
And then fucking ditched the scheme and then didn't fucking tell me it was a scheme.
I kind of fuck with it.
I kind of want to just strangle the life out of his eyes and then fucking do it in front of his kids too. So.
Ha
I got a weird story. And
oh, that's good. Sounds like someone public masturbation.
It involves masturbation. That I piqued your interest.
Yep.
I was not going to tell you the story. And I sure as hell wasn't going to put it in recording. But you've had a rough week. And you just bared your goddamn soul. That is the only reason I'm going to tell this story. This story you weren't going to hear for years. It literally just happened last night.
Oh, great.
So, I was going to bury the shit out of this. God damn it. I don't want to tell it.
It's so funny though.
Oh my god, this is so awkward.
Oh, is it my turn? Oh, it is my turn.
So, oh my god. I'm trying to think of like the best way to bring this up. I was hanging out with someone last night, and we're both two adults. I am and she is. So there was some tension. There was some tension in the room, but like the good kind, we'll just say.
Oh, sexual tension.
So we were at that point where we had literally both admitted our attraction to each other, and just kind of waiting for one to make a move. And I don't know if you knew this about me, I will never make that goddamn move.
Smart play.
I will literally... It's like, listen, I'm a feminist, and that means that they take the lead. So, I...
Oh, you know you're gonna have to text me who this girl is, by the way?
Maybe. We'll see.
Alright, good. We'll see. That means definitely.
Oh my god. So we're in that like awkward point where it's like there's more to this night, but I'm like trying to I'm trying to not tell the whole story right now. But so oh my god. This is so hard for me. Normally when I like know I have a story, I like get it ready first, but I wasn't. I was like convinced. I was like the story's not going up. I don't have to worry about telling the story.
But now the story's going up.
So like I said, we're having that awkward talk and whatnot, and somehow we got on the conversation of like, what was the first thing you masturbated to? And I've definitely never told you this.
No.
I probably wouldn't have told you. It's an embarrassing story in itself, so you're gonna get 2 for the price of 1.
Oh, nice.
The first thing I masturbated to was like when I was like 12 or 13, and I was in the living room late one night, and I was playing The Sims 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and at this point, I was like aware enough to like know how the process was supposed to go, but like hadn't quite figured it out yet. So like I'd kind of somewhat explored the area, but I'd never been like, ha, you know, to put it in your terms. And so like I was like, oh, I guess what if I just do it really hard and really fast, like just keep fucking yanking on it, and eventually see if something happens. In the living room, out in the open.
Jesus.
I didn't know the rules yet. So, I'm waiting on you, by the way.
Oh, one second.
So, I did, and it was literally just like, I had 2 Sims just like fucking, like fuck, and like their PS2 graphic under a goddamn bed cover. That was that's what did it for me. And then, so, I had never gotten that far, and when I had arrived, I didn't really know that stuff came out. And
Oh, that's good.
I realized something came out. I saw it shoot out. I did not see where it landed. And
Oh, fuck, I fucked up.
I did not see where it landed, and to this day, I never found it.
Oh my god, what
I
is
checked the
wrong with
TV,
you?
I checked the wall, I checked the floor. I could not find that shit anywhere, and it haunts me to this day.
You. Oh my god.
It haunts me.
I thought you were a good Christian boy.
I am, but also, you know, I had to go through some shit first.
Apparently. Good lord.
All right. So, I told her that story, laughing the whole time.
I hope.
And she goes, so do you want to start making out now?
All right, yeah, you gotta text me who this is. You gotta text me now.
And I'm self-aware enough. I called her on it, and I was like, really? That was like what pushed you over and not away, might I add? And she was like, I don't know, man. Fucking, I'm a huge fan of The Sims. That must mean something. I was like, wow.
She gonna make you have sex with her with a sim mask on.
I don't think sim masks exist because they're just humans. But
I mean, like, isn't there like a 3D polygon head or some shit?
no, but they get, you know, I could get one of those like spinning spines above my head or something like that.
Oh fuck! I didn't think this through.
So that was that happened, and I really wasn't ready to tell you that tonight.
Jesus, what is wrong with you people? Y'all need Jesus.
It was a fun night. That was like over halfway through the night. He was fun to hang out with. It's too many hormones though.
Yeah, I don't like that.
You don't like that happened?
No.
What would happen in your perfect world, of that situation?
A little bit. You never telling that story to anyone. You dying with that story.
Why? I was young. Who cares? Like, what was your first masturbation story?
I don't know. I beat my meat at my grandma's house to an FHM. I just had the common decency to not come on something.
You know what it is? It's that piss poor sex education in our public school systems.
I mean, there was like an article doing rounds this week of like talking about how masturbation needs to be a part of it.
No, abstinence, including masturbation. But yeah, like, you must have known that stuff, you know, happened. I didn't. I was like, oh no.
That's just, oh god. Oh god. Just, I wonder if someone cleaned it up knowing what it was.
I've thought about it. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Oh, I'm fucked here.
Can I ask you this though? Have you ever in your life experienced more of a twist to that story? Or to a twist to a story than just that?
Women are disgusting. Oh shit, you might wipe me out.
I think my exact reaction was something like, "Oh really? Oh damn." No, I think I made her sound like she was the crazy one. Where I was like, "What?"
I mean. It's weird not watching football anymore. As odd, like it just.
Oh yeah, you're boycotting now.
Yeah, it just feels weird to like. Kind of care, but not like trying not to care.
I'll tell you what's weird. This goddamn world.
Oh, I'm fucked.
Let me ask you this though. How did that story make you feel like, you know, maybe the world will continue on and maybe things will keep going?
Yeah. We'll keep on finding new ways.
Maybe while you're going through shit, fuck shit still happens to other people, so.
That's what you want to hear, right? Oh, what the hell is that shit? Wait, does that turn back to you? Oh. Oh, we big fuck. Yep. All right. Thank you for playing.
You really gave it Gave it a real shot there.
The old college try. I watched the Brett Kavanaugh fucking hearing today.
First of all, we should never let anyone into the Senate
With the first name Brett. Because I can tell you right away that he did it because of his first name.
Motherfucker, he was wilding out.
I was reading some article headlines about it, and it was like...
He was yelling. He was
literally-
interrupting people.
He literally was like, I don't like...
He was acting like me when I get caught in the lie.
Shit's disgusting, though. Like, this is...
Yeah.
I hate this phrase because we've had to say it so many goddamn times, but it sets a fucking precedent.
Well, no, we've done it before, but it's more like...
No, I just mean, like, this stuff does set a precedent every time, and it's just like, maybe it shouldn't matter if it was someone's daughter or wife or mother, but just that they're a human being. So don't rape. Can I talk about this? Can I talk
He
about
claimed
this?
he never got blackout drunk.
Yeah, I saw that in the article too. I was like, fuck off.
What's that?
I'm waiting for you.
Oh, yeah, I just hit it. Oh, my bad.
But yeah, can I tell you, this might get a little weird, but I'm gonna talk about it anyway.
Looks like it's about to get weird.
Not as weird as that just was. I'm not going to live that down. I said that on recording.
Yep.
I think it's up to you.
John Barnett's gonna create a fucking like an animated thing about it.
John Barnett doesn't listen to us anymore.
Yes, he does.
No, that dude got he got super busy. I feel really bad.
I miss John.
I miss him too. So I was talking about this earlier in the night, not after that, because we were talking about Kavanaugh and stuff like that, and I was like, I literally, and this is gonna sound fucked up, if you ignore how morally reprehensible rape is and stuff like that, you know, like a decent human being would never do it and stuff like that, from a practical standpoint, I still don't get it. I'm still like, that's not enjoyable.
I think it would probably feel better to masturbate than to rape someone.
I mean, yeah, but like,
That's I'm
they
just
don't-
like
they-
I like literally like
they're not doing it for the nut. They're doing it for the power.
I know that's where some of it is, but I mean the belief has to come from they need like I need to get it off or whatever. It's like
Nah, it's
there's no way it's 100% power.
You just for. I mean, it's like power mixed with pleasure. Like I'm using you just for my pleasure, and you're not getting any pleasure from this just because I'm so powerful. It's fucking weird.
I don't like this world anymore. I just don't.
Oh, look at your hand.
Like I
Use
said,
that
man, I don't care.
Use that yummy, you little bitch.
Yami is the spell that increases the power of fiends and spellcasters by 200 attack points. That is not what you thought it was.
Apparently not. Little bitch. You can't fuck with me. Oh, I fucked up.
No, you didn't. How was that fucking up? Oh man.
Fuck!
You can see my screen and you still didn't. pick it
Oh,
up.
it's still there. I
No, not yet.
destroy. Remember when we watched the live action?
Oh god. What did we do that during? You did that during something that I was trying to get you to pay attention to.
I think it was while we were playing.
No, because we were both in the room. We were doing something you didn't want to do. And it must have been Yu-Gi-Oh related.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was Capsule Monsters or some shit.
I don't know. Yeah, it destroys Space Towns too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. Just thought I'd let you know.
White Stone of the Ancients.
That's not great for me.
Another second White Stone of the Ancients, bitch. Oh. fuck are you doing? Oh.
I feel like in Naruto, when they went to Orochimaru went to summon the 3 dead Hokages, and they stopped him before he summoned the 3rd one. And it was like, no, now I only have to deal with this, only 1 or 2 of these giant monsters, not all 3.
I never got that far in Naruto.
Remember when you tried watching Naruto?
I tried, but
As an
that
adult,
voice,
man.
it's just, it wasn't even that, like, the writing was bad, it was just the voice.
Did you watch it as an adult, or when you were trying to grow up?
I watched a little bit in, like, high school, and I didn't take, but that was also, I was, like, watching on, like, YouTube. So I was like,
That's actually how I got Naruto. I watched like the first 70 episodes on YouTube.
yeah, but like
Back when YouTube was a lawless wasteland.
This is true. And it just I'm an idiot.
That was probably a good move. Oh, never mind. You had possible moves.
I know.
Literally. All right. Maybe it was a dumb move. Or maybe top tier plays.
Wait, how did that activate? I thought it just...
Yeah, I have a chance to activate it before you get rid of it. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I might still get rid of it. Yeah. Just thought I'd try.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know their effects well enough.
Hokage.
Yeah, Naruto's got a brutal dub.
Believe it.
I'm gonna be the best ninja there is. Ugh, get away from me.
Like, I wanted to really like it.
Oh, I still lost.
And then I started watching Voltron today.
How'd that go?
It's pretty good. It actually, like, I don't know, I'm not, like, bonded to it.
The
It's
Netflix
more like-
Voltron or the original?
The Netflix Voltron. But it's like good. I just don't like the animation style that much.
You're such a fucking prima donna.
No, it's just, if you watch it, Nikki, you'll see. It just feels fast. Super. I might be my internet connection, if anything. It feels like it's super fast sometimes, and then super slow in terms of fight scenes. And like they have the weird CGI robots along with animated things, and I just hate CGI and anime. It always just looks weird to me. I'm always just like, why didn't you just try it?
They
It only looks cool when Digimon hit like their 3rd stage.
4th, but they did something in Full Metal Panic where the 4th season they switched, like they kept the animation style. The animation looks great, but all of the robots are now 3D animated. And honestly, it's like I noticed it, but it was like they were a lot more active than they were when they weren't animated. So for robot anime only, I'll allow it, because as strange as it sounds, they're a lot more like they do more shit when it happens. So I think it's worth it, because then if it's like just animation, they might get a few punches here and there, but now they're going all over the fucking place. They're like, the moves look like a lot more choreographed and stuff. So I appreciate it a little bit more. It's like I get why someone wouldn't like it, but
It depends on if it actually looks good, though. Sometimes it does. Like I forget what show it was called, but like it was like a 12-episode show where like it had CGI robots, and like it looked pretty good, and the show actually turned out good. It was just more like at the like Voltron one, it's just like I don't think Voltron needed to be a fucking like the tigers didn't need to be robots like that or CGI. Is it my turn or your turn?
it's mine. I'm just going through some shit.
Just going through some shit, man.
Yeah, I just told a very terrible story.
I think I'm gonna play. Yeah, I'm gonna play Devil May Cry tomorrow.
You know what we can do? One of the one of the things I got, or one of the choices that someone picked for games for me to play during my 6th year anniversary was Devil May Cry 4. You could sit in on that.
Yeah, I could.
And you're like, yeah, it's possible. I won't, but yeah, in theory, I could.
One of my biggest pet peeves in my life,
Obviously.
I send students to like email this particular email when you're like done with my conduct assignments, but they use my personal email that I don't check instead of like the building email, and I'm like, motherfucker, I'm looking at the letter. I'm like, I can see that it's sent it to this email address, not that one. So, excuse me, why'd you send it there?
Your life is pretty hard.
I know, man.
The nerve of some people.
Oh shit, this.
Oh, I can't attack. Damn it. The combo was too good. That's fine. I'll allow it.
See what happened.
Good thing you played that card. Good thing you played Mausoleum of the Emperor. Can I tell you why it's a good thing? Let me just do this for you. Can I not do that? Oh, hold on. You have to, there we go. Thank you. Let me just summon this without a sacrifice. Because you played a card before you needed to use it. I'm just saying. Like, maybe try.
Does it say on the thing if a monster has piercing damage?
On one of these? Oh, fuck if I know.
Yeah. Okay.
I very vaguely know their effects. What if I can do this? I can.
Fuck!
I'm gonna live with you. I didn't know I could do that until it happens, so I'll take it. That I was clenching a little bit for a second, so it's okay. You that was a good move.
Oh shit!
Oh, what's this?
Oh,
Yeah, I'll do that. Why not? What's this? What's this?
No, not double attack. Oh no, even worse.
I got more shit to work with.
All right. See, once you're down to your final 1800, that's when you really start playing.
Let's just summon another one. Why not? I'm trying to. The whole point of this episode was to show off all the cards in 5Ds that Duel Links was like, nah, they don't need it. It's fine. So, I should get every variant of the same monster.
All right, here we go. Here we go.
Yeah, no way you could lose. You're an idiot. It's an equip monster. Or equip spell.
Yeah, and I just equipped it to your own. And this is how I get you disowned.
Actually, that's a decent move. It's not what you were going for, though, so I'm not going to let you have
Yeah,
that.
and it's actually not working, so.
It mean when you do that, it means I can't attack directly. So you have to click on Mausoleum of the Emperor on the field to summon Blue Eyes.
Oh, I don't have enough life points, I think.
So it's a good thing you played that card.
Yep, it really helped you out there.
Oh
yeah, actually, maybe I'll just buy FIFA tonight.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
This is directly as a fuck you to you. So just because I can, I'm gonna negate your card on the field for this turn.
Oh,
And then I'm gonna attack with the monster that shouldn't be able to do battle damage because of what you did, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I live a baller lifestyle. An hour and 10 minutes, 5 whole duels.
What a
20
great
minutes of
story.
setup. We're never going to talk about that again. We can talk after if you want more details, but that's all you get, audience.
Yeah.
So,
I'm getting more details. I need to know who this miss was.
all right. Thank you all for watching. Carlos, anything you want to say to them? Anything insightful, given your horrendous week you've had?
Sorry, I just read such a terrible Facebook status. I'll quote for
read
you.
it out loud.
I'm truly scared for all the women in this world. Something like rape isn't a joking matter. Unfortunately, there's one part that will go to the limits to stop someone from coming into a position. It truly is sad. This will stop other women from calling out. Women will be scared to come up because they made a fake accusation. With so many real and fake accusations, it debunks what most people say. I just hope this poor lady learned her lesson about coming out. Clearly one big act by the Democrats to stop another Republican stepping foot in the Supreme Court. Very ashamed and saddened by all of this. May God have mercy on theirs and her soul.
What the ever-loving fuck? Alright, just to cleanse our palate of that, I'm going to read you a post that Sean posted in the Discord that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Related. Be me, playing games with this leather-clad hipster. Constantly beats me at card games. Decided to take his title of King of Games. Challenge him to a game of Trivial Pursuit. It's dragon-themed. He doesn't stand a ghost of a chance. He can't answer a single question right. Absolute idiot. He's seriously falling behind. It's his turn. How many attack points does Dark Magician have? What? There weren't meant to be any Duel Monsters questions. Makes a comeback and answers 9 Magician-related questions in a row. My face when I concede. My face when you'll never win if you give in to hatred. How did he do this? Alright, I think that's a great time to end. See you all.
A ghost of a chance.